Alright, welcome back to another video. I got my homie
Ismail.
in the cut. We're gonna be answering all of your dating questions that you have sent in, and I'm gonna educate you on what you should and shouldn't do so that your dating life can be a lot more smoother, right? With fewer mistakes. Alright, enjoy.
We get turned up. Hey, okay, the twin turn up. Yeah.
Let's pick up this paper and put down the guns. Your mama know you ugly.
You your daddy's son.
Alright, so welcome back to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the video. In every single video, my goal, my aspiration is to both entertain and to educate. So definitely hit them folks on that subscribe button. Like it as well. I appreciate you. The channel ranges from videos such as comedy videos to reaction videos to lifestyle to even dating as well. So it's all about every single video aspires you to like become a better you, or to like, you know, entertain you after a long day at work or school or whatever it is. Alright, so first question is, how do you get a girl to like you if you haven't had a girlfriend and have no experience?
I'm just think about this because it depends on on where you're at. Because so if you say you don't have experience, so I guess you must be like, I don't know, like you're 14, 17, 16.
Yeah, probably.
It depends. So there is not actually a system. That's a problem because people sell you, I don't know, if you go online, they're gonna sell you a system. Basically, this is what you need to do, to make this person like you. So basically, they send you a system. It depends on the person. Sometimes certain people just never gonna like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you gotta just live with it. But I think that the first thing is just to be yourself. I think that females have intuition. So when you're trying to play a game, they will say it. They will see through your bullshit. And also, I think in terms of dating and relationships, females actually understand this better than men because they are more interested in this at a very young age. Most of young men don't care about learning how female thinks or how to deal with your relationship. The first time they're really gonna be interested in it is when they're gonna really love a girl and they don't know what's going on, and the girl is and they don't know, they cannot actually read, so that's when actually they panic and they go online, I don't know
How to get a girlfriend, stuff like
and
that.
how to do this. So that is totally, I think that is totally bullshit because there is no system, just for the simple reason that you cannot, human relations are actually unpredictable. You cannot just create something, a blueprint that's gonna work. But few things that can work is, the first thing is, I think, assertivity. I think that people like when actually someone actually says what he thinks, and also don't try to back down as soon as there is a backlash. And also the other thing is also try to talk about stuff about. I think that is really seductive to hear someone talking about something, a subject where actually he has a kind of expertise, unless it is something like coding, I don't know, or or video games. But let's say, for example, you playing music. If you know how to play guitar, the fact of you explaining this can actually seduce people because you have to develop a certain type of personality. You gotta be you gotta talk about stuff about, and also be confident about it. Because I think that a man that is not actually gonna get no girls is actually someone who is not confident and who doesn't know what he's talking about, or actually communicate really bad. So I think that so actually this guy and me talk all the time, but like I always said, there is no right, you cannot answer those type of questions with a simple answer because it is more complicated. So I mean, I think the worst thing you can do is to wait until it's too late, basically, until you really fall in love with a girl. And actually, you don't even fall in love when you're young. You don't know shit about stuff. You think
you love.
But once you think that you love someone, and now you panic because you don't understand the person, you try to find a system. That doesn't work actually. So I will tell you basically, know how to market yourself. Not mean that market yourself in a way that to sell it to people, because like I said, anything based on a lie eventually gonna return to its initial value. So I will just tell you to be real, because in this world I think that realness is actually something that people are looking for, because I think we all, more or less, know that most of stuff are fake. So people are looking for authenticity. So for people being authentic, so I don't know, just be authentic.
So I would say definitely, even in the first place, shoot your shot to begin with. If you haven't even shot your shot, you won't even know if she likes you or not.
Oh, actually, I forgot this. Have balls. You see? Because I think that okay, despite all the stuff we hear at TV, we all want a gentleman. That is true. Actually, I think you can be a gentleman and also be a courageous man. Because I think that one of the things, actually, even when someone is interested in you, I think it's gonna be really frustrating when the person cannot actually be courageous with you and letting you know. Doesn't mean that you gotta come and actually grab the person directly. You just have to be smooth. The most important thing is actually just be courageous. Because people don't know if you do. Maybe the person might like you and you don't know. And the other thing is also read the signs, because sometimes when someone is interested in you, the person is gonna give you some signs, and when the person is not interested in you, the person also gonna give you some signs. So learn how to read the signs. You see, sometimes, unfortunately, you can like someone to death, but the person may not like you. So you just gotta also live with that. But you will know about this if you know how to read the sign.
Alright, so I actually made a video about the signs that a girl or guy is interested in you. So want to watch that? It'll be linked up right here. But yeah, the next question is how do you know if you're ready for a relationship?
That's actually a deep question. Once again, you cannot give like a standard answer. Life is really complicated, so I will tell you that way. So it depends on who. The first thing is that you have to know who you are first, because the problem is that as a man, you are programmed to be attracted to beautiful women. But the problem is that vice versa too. A female can also be programmed to be attracted to a tall, strong guy. But the truth is that you can be attracted by a certain type of person, but not being compatible with the person. So I will tell you first. It depends on the age, because I don't think that in this world, actually, someone that is like under like 22, 23, or maybe 25 can actually be in a serious relationship, because
still trying to find themselves.
At those times you might be certain about something, but you don't really know stuff about life yet. So I think the first thing is to know yourself. That doesn't mean neither actually you can have few examples where actually people, because I know some of your viewers gonna bring, I know 2 or 3 people, but but the point is actually, the exceptions, do not actually make the rule. So I'm just trying to talk about something that can be more plausible, which is basically the first thing is that you gotta have experience first, because in order to be in a relationship, you gotta have a certain type of, you have to know what type of person you are compatible with or not, and in order to do that, you have to have actually experience, which means that you have to meet a lot of people to know. After a while, you will know for sure what type of person you are compatible with. Certain people, unfortunately, never gonna actually learn that, so they will keep making the same mistakes. Because I can see, for example, a girl that I find really attractive, and sometimes she can, it can happen sometimes that someone that is really beautiful. I know I can get the person, but I'm not even gonna try, because I know we're not compatible. You see, so the first thing is,
you've gone past your whole phase pretty much.
Yeah, kind of certain way. Not necessarily this. You don't necessarily have to sleep with everyone, but just have conversation. The problem is that like once again, I think females a lot of time, I hear a lot of girls saying guys are immature. This is not really true. It is just that men necessarily don't care about human interactions, because
wedding for that matter.
Because basically that takes like emotional intelligence. A lot of guys do not see this, because they only think about ratio. If something for them, they will invest into something that they find really profitable. So for them, sitting and listening to people talk about the problem, they don't care about this. So you don't necessarily have to go to what you say the whole phase, but just interact with people. The best way to learn how actually the opposite sex is the best way to know how the opposite sex thinks is to actually talk with them. You see, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to sleep with all of them. But I'll tell you that in order to know how you're ready for a relationship is that first you have to have life experience, which is basically, because I tell you, in order to have a taste, you gotta be disgusted by a lot of stuff. You cannot have a taste. You can have like a taste for something if you haven't tried a lot of stuff before.
You have to date a lot, pretty much.
Yeah, most of people who actually go to the grocery store, after a while, they know exactly what they want. Sometimes they might try to innovate, but most of the time they know because you don't, because you did it, previously. So that's the first thing. So now you know what's your type of person, and also always wonder is this person compatible for your secret agenda? Because actually girls have this better than men. Girls actually have a secret agenda. That's why, for example, you were talking about the whole face stuff. A girl who actually who is actually at least in a kind of young age period, if she meets with a guy that is really nice, but that is really coherent, like kind of serious, logical, and coherent, she doesn't want that because he reminds her of that. So that's why a lot of time you might find girls don't want serious relationship. No, it is you, because you say too much about your plan. So if it happened that your agenda doesn't correspond with hers, it's over for you. You see, and the thing is that it hurts you more than her because she has more experience, more options than you. Because more guys come to girls, and unless you are, you are like an NBA player, regular people like us, we have to go. This is how it is, you see, and it can hurt, but reality hurts, So know number one who you are, what type of person you are compatible with, and also always wonder where do you want to be in the next 5-10 years. Because if it is just because you want to be with someone because you think the person is so cool, you feel that doesn't work. Actually, objectively, after a while, all this kind of like I feel good with this person, it is good sexually, all that stuff are actually temporary. What stays is actually the agenda, which is basically where you want to be. You're like, what are your plans? You see, this is what you see, and that's the other reason why actually you see those who knows actually most of human beings, maybe except the 1%, then the 99% of the human beings don't know how to choose the person they want to be with in a serious relationship. Because I guess when you mean by relationship, I don't know if you mean by something that's going to lead to marriage or not. Because that is another subject. If it is just to stay with someone, just for 2 to 3 years and leave the person, then it doesn't really matter. You can choose somebody. If you want to eventually get married with the person, you have to learn the art of reproduction. Only the 1% knows about that because they only get married for actually objective reasons. Love actually is the last option in it. You know what I'm saying? You see, because that's actually the trick. We in the movies, we have people saying, it doesn't matter as long as you love each other. That's good. I think in order to be with someone, you have to have a minimum of attraction to the person. Otherwise, after a while, it's gonna be disgusting. But after a while, the serious stuff is actually not just money. It is actually the plans. Basically, it's not just you. That's the problem. A lot of people think you just get married to be happy. No, you get married to have kids. And if in your plans, that's why actually the 1% actually reproduce themselves better, because they know that that it needs a type of person to actually have this certain type of kid to keep the wealth and accumulate the wealth. But at the same time, the flip side with that is that they also will have multiple partners privately. But at the end of the day, they all stay together for to keep the money. So like you say, from what I've from that you can infer that it is not a simple question. Anything that is really related to human interactions, is not simple, especially when it comes from between men and women, men and women, or female and female. Because the problem is that you are you, but the other person may not necessarily think like you.
Sure. All right, man. Well, we went deep into those questions. Look out for part 2 or part 3. We're gonna be here for a little while. So check out the other video right here or here, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, deuces.
We get turned up. Hey, okay, the twin turned up.
Let's pick up this paper and put down the guns. Your mama know you're ugly.